The neighbors later said they had never seen a man freeze like that, hand on the doorknob, breath caught halfway, eyes wide as if the world had tilted beneath him. Because on the other side of the doorway stood his boss, Elena Hart, soaked in the early morning rain, her hair falling from a tight bun, her chest rising with nerves she never allowed anyone to see. And the first thing she said was, "You forgot something last night, at my place." Those words alone would have been enough to set rumors on fire, but what she held in her trembling hand was what turned Daniel's world upside down. Daniel Reyes had lived the last 3 years carefully, almost fearfully, raising his 7-year-old daughter, Zoe, with every ounce of strength he had left after losing his wife to a sudden illness. He walked a straight line, stayed out of trouble, kept his emotions sealed tight, and worked long hours as a repair technician at Hart Industries, quiet, unnoticed, invisible by choice. Elena Hart was the opposite, sharp, polished, powerful, the kind of boss who made an entire room stand straighter when she entered. Their worlds weren't meant to cross outside the walls of the company, but last night something had cracked. That it wasn't supposed to be emotional. It wasn't supposed to be personal. It wasn't supposed to feel like two lonely people finally exhaling after years of pretending they were fine. They had stayed late at work, fixing a system failure together, frustration turning into laughter, and then laughter turning into a moment Daniel had replayed 100 times since, her head resting on his shoulder, her whisper saying she was tired of being strong all the time, and his hand reaching to comfort her without thinking. No kiss, no confession, just a fragile closeness neither had meant to share. And yet, even that tiny moment haunted both of them too deeply. Now here she was on his doorstep. When Daniel didn't respond, Elena swallowed hard and lifted her hand. In her palm was a tiny crocheted keychain, a little pink heart Zoe had made for him, one he didn't even know he had lost. "You dropped this when you left," she said quietly. "Your daughter made it, right?" I recognized the stitching. Her voice had softened in a way that didn't match her usual tone. "I thought you'd want it back." Daniel finally exhaled. Not because of the keychain, but because he finally understood the truth. She didn't come all the way across town in the rain just to return something small and silly. Her eyes held something fragile. Maybe confusion. Maybe fear. Maybe hope. He didn't know. But he stepped aside, letting her inside before the rain soaked her through completely. The moment she entered, Zoe came running from the living room wearing her paint-splattered pajamas. "Daddy! Daddy!" "Who's?" She stopped, eyes wide. "Oh. Your dad's boss." She waved shyly. Elena, who terrified full boardrooms, melted instantly. She crouched to Zoe's height, smiling in a way Daniel had never seen. "I've heard you're an amazing artist," she said. "Your dad talks about you a lot." Daniel's heart clenched. He never talked about his life at work. Not to anyone. Especially not to Elena. And yet somehow she knew. Zoe ran to the table to show her the drawings she'd been working on, and for a few minutes, the house filled with a warmth Daniel hadn't felt in years, laughter, soft conversation, the kind of gentle peace he once believed he'd lost forever. But then, Elena stood and looked at him with eyes that meant something was coming, something heavier. "Daniel. I didn't just come to return the keychain," she began. "I came because I made a mistake last night. And I don't know how to walk away from it." Daniel tensed, bracing himself. "What mistake?" She looked down, then up, her voice trembling. "I've spent years pretending I don't feel anything. But last night, when you listened to me, when you looked at me like I wasn't a boss or a machine or someone who has to be perfect all the time, I felt something I wasn't prepared for." His throat dried. "Elena, I know you have your own pain," she whispered. "I know you're still healing. But I needed to tell you that I can't ignore what happened. Or what didn't happen. Because even the silence between us felt real." Before Daniel could respond, a knock rattled the door. A harder, angrier knock. Zoe ran to hide behind her father's leg, instinctively nervous. And Daniel's heart dropped, because standing outside was someone he hoped never to see again, his late wife's brother, Marcus, eyes cold with resentment. The man who had blamed Daniel for everything, who had tried to take Zoe from him once before. Well, Marcus sneered. Didn't take you long to replace my sister. Elena stiffened, shocked. Daniel stepped protectively in front of Zoe and Elena, jaw tight. Don't start, Marcus. Not here. But Marcus crossed his arms, smirking cruelly. You're a disaster, Daniel. You always have been. And I'm here because I'm filing again. Zoe belongs with her mother's family. Not with you. He pointed toward Elena. And definitely not in a house where strange women show up in the morning. Zoe whimpered and clung tighter. Elena's eyes widened with fury. Daniel felt the world collapsing. He had worked so hard to be enough. To be stable. To give Zoe a safe, loving home. And now, with one wrong assumption, Marcus was ready to tear it apart, but Elena stepped forward, her voice cold and commanding. You have no right to talk to him that way, she said. And if you try to use me as your leverage, you'll regret it. I'm Elena Hart, and I will personally testify that Daniel Reyes is one of the most responsible, hard-working, and dedicated fathers I have ever met. Marcus looked stunned. Daniel looked stunned. Zoe peeked up with awe. Marcus scoffed but backed away. This isn't over, he muttered before storming off. The door shut. Silence filled the room. Zoe trembled. Daniel knelt and hugged her, whispering reassurance until her breathing calmed again. When she went to her room, Daniel stood slowly, meeting Elena's eyes. You didn't have to defend me, he murmured. Yes, she said softly, stepping closer. I did. He swallowed. Why? Her voice broke slightly. Because you've spent so long carrying everything alone. And I don't want you to feel alone anymore. The words hit him like a storm. He took a breath, steadying himself. Elena. I don't know what this is. I don't know if I'm ready for anything. But I can't deny that last night meant something to me too. She looked relieved, almost weak with the weight of it, but, he continued, right now. Zoe comes first. She's my whole world. Elena nodded. Then let me be someone who doesn't complicate your world, someone who supports it. And for the first time in years, Daniel felt something warm rising inside him, hope. That night, after Elena left, Zoe came back out, sleepy-eyed. Daddy, do you like her? Daniel hesitated. Why do you ask, sweet pea? Because, she looked at you the way mommy used to. Like you're special. His chest tightened painfully. Do you like her? Zoe nodded. She made you smile today. A real smile. Daniel lifted her into his arms, holding her close as he whispered, maybe that's something we both needed. The next day, Elena showed up again, but this time with breakfast, a gentle smile, and a quiet promise to help Daniel fight for Zoe, no matter what. And little by little, day by day, they found themselves not running from the emotions they had once feared. Their story didn't begin with a kiss. It began with a keychain, a doorstep in the rain, and two people learning that sometimes the heart finds its way back to life in the gentlest possible way. And by the time their journey truly began, Daniel realized the truth. Sometimes what you forget is exactly what you were meant to find.